Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brian's Criterion. Today's episode is a review of the Criterion Blu-ray, the Police Story Collection. Before we dive into the Criterion itself, let's briefly talk about the film. Police Story was released in 1985, and its sequel, Police Story 2, was released 2 years later in 1988. Both films are written by Jackie Chan and Edward Tang, and directed by Jackie Chan himself. Since this Blu-ray consists of both movies, I'm just going to read the synopsis for Police Story, since Police Story 2's plot relies heavily on the plot of the first. That being said, here is the plot summary for Police Story via IMDb. A virtuous Hong Kong police officer must clear his good name when the drug lord he is after frames him for the murder of a dirty cop. All the way back in 1997, when I was 11 years old, my parents took me to see a martial arts film in a tiny theater somewhere in the middle of Washington State. This was an important cinema outing because this was no random, ordinary martial arts film they took me to see. This was the film that followed up Jackie Chan's first American picture, Rumble in the Bronx. This film, the one my parents took me to see, was called Super Cop. I remember sitting there excited to see what Jackie Chan can do next after loving Rumble in the Bronx. And boy did Super Cop deliver. In fact, to this day, Super Cop is my favorite Jackie Chan movie. Now you might be asking yourself, hey Brian, why the hell are we talking about Super Cop? I thought this was a Police Story review. And the reason why I'm talking about Super Cop is because Super Cop is actually Police Story 3. It took me a really long time to realize that Super Cop was the third entry in an ongoing story, but hey, you learn something new every day. Once I had this revelation some years ago, I sought out to watch Police Story 1 and Police Story 2. And holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, these movies kick so much ass. Like, just watch this. If you didn't know by now, the Police Story trilogy is Jackie Chan at his best, like straight up. People can throw Rumble in the Bronx at me all day, or Drunken Master, but no. No. Let's get one thing clear. Police Story 1 and Police Story 2 is Jackie Chan's magnum opus. Period. End of story. Police Story 1 and 2 have incredible stunt work. It has insane fight choreography, interesting characters, interesting plots, and the icing on the cake is that they are kind of funny. That's the beauty of Jackie Chan. This guy can make you laugh, but also kick payloads of ass. He's a living mashup of Charlie Chaplin and Bruce Lee, and he's a sight to behold. Not only do these films have ingenious fight choreography, but it's also packed full of stunning set pieces, such as the set piece that opens Police Story. Police Story and its sequel have it all. They are a complete package. These two movies, and by extension Police Story 3, are the best showcases of what Jackie Chan can do, and if you haven't seen these movies as a Jackie Chan fan, then you really owe it to yourself to give them a watch. I'm gonna just shut the hell up now and let the film do the talking. Up next is the Criterion Blu-ray itself, which is probably the main reason why you're here. And you'll be happy to know that this Criterion is packed with special features. First up is Jackie Chan My Stunts, which is a documentary about Jackie Chan and his stunt team. This is where Jackie Chan kind of teaches the viewer how they achieve fight choreography and some of the inventive stunts they pull off. This is a cool documentary for any of you that are really interested on how to achieve martial arts through film. Next up, the director of Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright, talks about both films and reflects on his love for Jackie Chan cinema. I gotta say, I really enjoy this kind of stuff. It's always fun to see a director you love talk about movies you love. Then there's an interview with Jackie Chan where he discusses how he came up with Police Story and then working with the stunt team. I thought this was interesting because it actually reminds me of how Tom Cruise talks about cinema and how both of these actors try to give their audiences a thrilling movie-going experience by putting their lives and their stuntmen's lives on the line. Lastly, there's an interview with critic Grady Hendrix. Hendrix discusses Jackie's history and what eventually led him to make Police Story 1 and 2. This is pretty insightful if you're interested in the history of martial arts in film. Now, everything I just laid out there is all packed onto disc 1. On disc 2, there is another interview by Hendrix, then there's a shorter cut of Police Story 2, and then there's an episode of Son of the Incredibly Strange Film starring Jackie Chan. The case itself is pretty sweet. It has beautiful artwork from scenes of the movie, and it contains a slick poster/film critique by Nick Pinkerton. This poster image is from the beginning of Police Story 2. I mean, big shocker here, because for me, this is a must-buy if you're a Criterion collector. You're getting both Police Story and Police Story 2, which are two of the best Jackie Chan movies ever made, and also two of the best martial arts action films. It is a shame this collection doesn't come with Police Story 3, aka Super Cop, but hey, in the words of Mick Jagger, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you need Police Story and Police Story 2 in your life, and on your shelf. Okay folks, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please, 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 for the love of God, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next Criterion review. Cheers.